Hi guys, today we're going to go over the assistive technology unit notes. Whether I'm here or you're absent, it doesn't matter. You're going to be watching the video and completing the notes independently. You could do split screen if you need help with that. I'm sure another student in class or the substitute teacher can help you with that. So in Google Classroom, you'll see the notes here. All the yellow, blue stuff that are on my notes will be blanks and lines on yours. You're going to fill those in. And then you'll see in my slideshow that I'm going to show today, it'll all be yellow highlighted as well for each section. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing here is, what is assistive technology? So notice the yellow stuff, or I'm sorry, the orange stuff will be on the left-hand side of the notes. Everything that's below that will be on the right side of the notes. All right, so assistive technology is any technology that is available to assist individuals to participate in activities or tasks. That could be something as simple as a pencil grip, a pair of glasses, it could be headphones, but it could also be more complicated things like text-to-speech tools or audiobooks, or even things like a wheelchair to help certain people. So pause here if you need to fill that in. You can use voice typing word prediction as always to fill in your notes. When you're ready, unpause and move on to the next one. Okay, the next section is on specific learning disabilities that we talked about early in the unit. So let's just refresh what those are. We're gonna, so all the assistive technology in this unit we talked about are things that could help people with reading, writing, attention, organization and time management, memory and studying, and math tools. If there's no yellow highlighted stuff, you don't have to write anything down for that one. Same thing with this one. This is specific learning disabilities. These are the things we talked about in class, and we're going to talk in more detail about what these are. I call these the big six that we see at Lawrence School. So the first one is dyslexia. Remember, D-Y-S means disorder. Lexia is reading or book. So it's a specific learning disability related to reading, mainly a problem with reading accurately and fluently. So you're going to fill in the blank for reading there. The next one is dysgraphia. Dysgraphia is a specific learning disability related to writing. It's mainly with handwriting, legibly, which means it's readable and at age-appropriate speeds, but it also could be mean things like written expression issues, getting your ideas from your head onto paper, even if it's typed or some other means. So you have a trouble with either handwriting or the task of writing in general. Dyscalculia or dyscalculia, no matter how you pronounce it, it's a specific learning disability related to math. So calculia in the suffix there is like a calculator. That's how I still remember. Mainly, it's understanding number-related concepts and using symbols and functions needed to be successful in math. And it could be as simple as, what are numbers, addition, subtraction, fractions, decimals. It could be time, money. It could be complicated things like algebraic and like spatial reasoning and thinking about like number-related things. Executive function disorder is difficulty in organizing oneself to accomplish tasks with issues related to organization, time management, prioritizing, and attention. There's a lot of pieces that go into that. So it's kind of like the little traffic cop in your brain saying, hey, that's more important. Pay attention to this, or do this first and then this second. Some people with executive functioning disorder have trouble with that, and their little traffic cop is taking a nap. And so you don't know what to focus on because there's too many things to focus on. So this is a very common learning difference we see here at Lawrence School, by the way. And a lot of people with dyslexia or dyscalculia could also have executive functioning disorder as well. The next one is attention deficit disorder, known as ADD or ADHD, and it's usually characterized by inattention, or at least the perception of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. And I always think about it, it's like you're paying attention. You're just not paying attention to what other people think you should be paying attention to. Like if you're in class, you're not paying attention to the teacher, but you're paying attention to something happening in the hallway or out the window or something on a TV show you saw 2 weeks ago. Like those are the things your mind's going to, but it's that priority thing, being able to pay attention to when you need it. And the impulsivity thing is huge, and it's not always big things. It's like impulsivity in your head, like you're going to different things all the time, but you're not paying attention to kind of what you should be paying attention to. Visual processing disorder is also another one. This is difficulty in processing or interpreting visual information. And a lot of times the way we see this is kids who get overwhelmed by too much information at one time, whether it's shapes, words, pictures, numbers. And sometimes if they get too many things at one time, their brain doesn't know what to decipher first. So it's overwhelming sometimes. Sometimes kids with visual processing disorder could also have issues with directions. So that's common things or the text will move a lot on them when they're trying to read. So very common for visual processing disorder. The next section are the specific assistive technology tools, and they're in alphabetical order. The first one we have here is annotation. Annotation is not a specific tool, but it's a specific type of tool. It's something you could use a tool for, basically. It means you're adding to an existing document like a PDF or a digital worksheet, and kind of like you're writing on top of it, but not changing the original in any way. So like on this one over here, I have this book that's been highlighted, little notes taken, you could type, all that kind of stuff. Both Orbit Note and OneNote let you annotate documents. The next one we didn't really talk about in class, but it's called Bookshare. Bookshare is a federal service, so it's paid for by tax dollars, that allows people with dyslexia and other reading disabilities to have free access to digital versions of books. If you qualify for this, I will probably invite you to be part of Bookshare sometime this year. So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew that this was available to you. The next one is Equatio. Equatio helps you write math equations in Google Docs. And that includes using the equation editor, handwriting recognition, speech recognition, and graphing calculators. And it shows up as a toolbar at the bottom of a Google Doc. Google Calendar is a cloud-based calendar tool that syncs across devices and can be shared with other people. It's my #1 favorite tool of all time. I love it because otherwise I don't remember to do anything. But it's nice because you can set up calendars for different stuff and keep track of where you need to be at any time. And you could also share those across all your devices and with other people, which is awesome. Google Keep is a checklist Post-it note tool. So it looks like little Post-it notes. This is not mine, by the way. It's a little Post-it note tool in Google Keep. It saves automatically, and it could, if you have reminders, they'll be put on Google Calendar automatically. Google Tasks is a to-do list tool that's set up in Google that will sync with Google Calendar. If you have a due date, it will put it automatically on your Google Calendar, and it's a checklist. Once you get it done, you say it's done, and boom, it's off your Google Task list. We use that for our assignment notebook, so you guys should know it well. Google Voice Typing allows you to dictate into Google Docs, and it will type for you, basically. You talk, it types. Just make sure your microphone is actually turned on and not disabled. And you could also access it by going to Tools, Voice Typing. Grammarly allows you to spell check and grammar check in a contextual way. Contextual means it's looking at the whole sentence and seeing how that misspelled word fits in that sentence. But it works in Google. You could copy and paste stuff from anywhere into Grammarly to fix it. Grammarly is an AI tool, so if you do use it, you have to do an AI acknowledgement. Just be aware of that. Immersive Reader is Microsoft's text-to-speech tool, so lets you listen to any digital text in any Microsoft program, including Microsoft Word, Microsoft OneNote, and any other Microsoft program. So, and it shows up here in the toolbar somewhere, and it'll say Immersive Reader. You click that and you hit play to listen to the text. Learning Ally is a web-based service that is a collection of human-read audiobooks with books available in classic audio, which means you'll hear the audio but not see any words, or voice text, which means you're going to hear the audio and see the text and highlight it, and it highlights it as it's reading. Sorry about coughing. You guys should all know Learning Ally by now. OneNote is a Microsoft program that is a note-taking software that allows you to ink and type notes, including writing math with a built-in equation editor. So it's very nice for taking notes. We do use it in some of our math classes. OrbitNote is a tool that lets you view, listen, and annotate PDF documents. So basically, you could bring a document in, you could record stuff, you could use talk and type, you could listen to the text, you could ink it, you could write math with Equatio, you could do all kinds of fun things with PDF documents. Power Up is our writing process. These are the posters you've seen on the tables. These are the steps of the Power Up process: to prepare, organize, write, edit, revise, understand, and publish. And if you click on the link in your notes, it'll bring you to this poster as well. Quillbot is a editing and revising tool. It has AI built into it. So if you do use Quillbot, you do have to write an AI acknowledgement. But it's a very, very good grammar and spelling checker. It is one of the best ones I've seen in my many years of teaching. I do highly recommend it for students. Read and Write for Google. This is the whole toolbar that contains numerous assistive technology tools that work everywhere in Google Chrome, including in Google Docs and PDF files. So it's the whole toolbar is Read and Write for Google Chrome. Specific tools on the toolbar are the Check It tool, which is a phonetic spelling and grammar checker. And it kind of works, basically, it tries to catch a lot of mistakes that are how dyslexic people misspell words. It doesn't work well for everybody, but it does work well for some people who tend to misspell the way typical dyslexics do. The dictionary tool in Read and Write allows you to see and hear definitions of words that you click on by clicking the little book icon. And you can listen to the definitions as well. The picture dictionary allows you to see a simple picture of words. You'll click on this on the Read and Write toolbar, and you'll see pictures of any words that you click on. The reading tools, which are the play, pause, and stop buttons, allow you to listen to digital text with a computer voice. This is also known as text-to-speech tools. The Read and Write Rewordify tool allows you to read writing with simpler words and definitions in place of more challenging vocabulary. So if you click on the icon, it'll change the text to make some of this stuff italicized. And if you point to it, you'll see what it's replacing. So it replaced the word gracefully with beautifully, because maybe some people don't know what gracefully looks like. So it'll automatically reword some of the more challenging words in your text. It's a nice little tool. Read and write screen masking allows you to turn your mouse into a spotlight on your screen to help you focus your attention on specific parts of a document. So it looks like that you click the button, you set the settings, and then wherever you move your mouse, it's gonna like make a little window, like this little rectangular spotlight on your computer to help you focus your attention when you're reading. So this is really great for people who tend to get lost on the page when they're reading on a screen, or and that includes ADHD folks as well. The screenshot reader tool is a tool that allows you to read typically non-readable digital text with a computer voice. So instead of just hitting the reading tool, you could click this tool, draw a box around an area that you want to listen to, and it will figure out what it's saying and read it aloud to you. It's actually very powerful. You could use it even on a game. If it's on your computer screen, you could do that as well. It's a nice little tool. The Simplify tool basically allows you to view a web page in simpler view without all the ads, banners, and distractions. So the before picture here had a lot of ads. There was like all this crazy spacing, videos, all kinds of weird stuff on the page. And then it just got rid of all that and just gave me the text that I wanted from the article. So it's very good if you get distracted by a lot of the junk that's on web pages. The study skills, highlighters, and collect button. We don't really talk about them too much in class, but they could be used if you just use them independently. You can use them with the circle of arrows tool, and it will help you collect stuff from websites or documents into one Google Doc, and it will tell you what website you got it from, so you could go back to it later if you need to do your citations. It's a great research tool. The read and write talk and type is this little guy, and it's basically like voice typing, but everywhere. You can use it everywhere outside of Google Docs. So Google voice typing only works in Google Docs, but if you use talk and type, you could use it in a Gmail if you're dictating a Gmail, or if you're on quizzes or on a test, you could actually do a short answer question or a paragraph. You could dictate on any space basically online outside of Google Docs. Read and write vocabulary list tool, again, uses the highlighters to create an automatic picture board with the word definition and a simple picture. So to use this, you highlight individual words with the read and write highlighters, and then you click on this guy right here, the vocabulary tool button, and it will create a new Google Doc that looks something like this, with the word, the definition from the dictionary tool, a picture from the picture dictionary tool, and a note section that you could do something with that. So maybe you're going to rewrite the definitions, write example sentences, that kind of stuff. So it's a very good work smart, not hard tool to save you time when you're learning new vocabulary. The read and write word prediction tool, or otherwise known as Co-Writer, allows you to write using predictive text lists based on the first few letters that you're typing. So if you're typing something, it will give you a drop-down list of words that you could choose from when you're writing. And it looks like this guy, it's the second tool on the toolbar. It looks like a thought bubble because it's trying to think what you're going to say next. The top-down webs are graphic organizers. It's a way to present topics and subtopics in a hierarchical way, which means that you start with general and get more specific as they go down on the list. To represent the connections amongst the topics. So like the one we did for our essay on when do people become adults, we had our topic up here, we had our categories, then we had details, and it gave us like a good framework to start writing our essay. So you could use a lot of tools for this. You could do it in Google Drawing, you could do it in Google Slides, but we use Canva. There's other tools out there you could use as well. Those are the ones that we probably would use at school though. Word clouds are tools that take text and put it in a shape, prioritizing words that are used more often. So the bigger the word, the more important it is in the text it came from. And it helps to visualize data, figuring out what main ideas are and summarizing text. So I could look at this word cloud right here and know this is about word cloud data visually using. So I could probably come up with a main idea or even a summary of of the text based on a word cloud. It really helps for reading comprehension. It's picking out those important vocabulary words. It's a very good strategy if you struggle with reading comprehension. So the last section of the notes is about AI. So the first one, what is AI? It's a program that is mimicking human thinking. What is generative AI? It's a type of AI that could create content, including text, images, audio. It could create videos, create computer code. It's creating something else. It's not just spewing out answers. It's actually creating stuff. Examples of AI tools include a Google Gemini. That's the recommended AI tool for school use. ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot. Grammarly and Quillbot are also considered AI tools. What are you allowed to use AI for at school? First, you have to have your teacher's permission to use AI tools anytime, but mostly for pre-writing tasks and post-writing tasks. So you could generate ideas, organize your ideas, come up with a specific idea, organize your facts. Same thing with after you're done writing, you could use it to edit for mechanical issues, revise for understanding and clarity, and make sure you have enough information in what you're writing. So you could ask it specific questions. What you cannot use AI for at school is you cannot replace the writing step of the Power Up writing process with AI. We need to see your writing and ideas and thought processes when you're creating something yourself. Why can't you use AI for writing? Because it's considered cheating. If what you're turning in for when you're writing, for, whether it's for a grade or paid, then the teacher will assume that you created it. So you cannot use it to write. That is considered cheating, and that will get you into trouble. When do you need to use an AI acknowledgement? If you use AI tools to generate ideas, generate facts, help organize your ideas and facts, to edit for mechanical or revise for understanding and clarity, or for any other reason, if you used AI during the writing process at all, either pre-writing or post-writing, you have to let the teacher know by writing an AI acknowledgement. So how do you write an AI acknowledgement? You have to say what tool you used and how you use the tool in your document. And remember, almost all spell checkers today are AI. So an example of an AI acknowledgement is I used Google Gemini to collect and organize facts, and I used Grammarly to check for grammar and spelling issues, and I used Quillbot to help me revise my writing for clarity and understanding. So I'm listing all the different ways that I used AI in the writing process. Using AI for writing school assignments at Lawrence School, using AI without a teacher's permission and an AI acknowledgement is considered academic dishonesty. Again, cheating, that will get you into trouble. Don't do that. And that's it for this section of our assistive technology unit. So finish those notes. Remember, pause along the way and turn the notes in when you're done. We're going to use it to review this week and to get ready for our test, which will be next week.